In the years following Alduin's defeat and Mirak's fall, Skyrim entered an era of chaos and uncertainty. The people, divided by civil wars and the shadow of the Thalmor, yearned for a leader. And he came, not as a general, nor as an emperor, but as the last Dragonborn. The brilliance of his fame for having freed Skyrim from numerous dangers became even more evident when he prevailed in battle against Harkon, the leader of the Volkihar clan. Serana, his loyal friend who had followed him throughout the tyranny of the Sun Adventure, now wielded Auriel's bow, a formidable warrior alongside the Dragonborn, and over time, they grew even closer. Their marriage was celebrated in secret, under the cold light of a hidden moon, in the inner sanctum, located in the heart of the Forgotten Vale under Auriel's light. The pact united two opposing forces, the Dragonborn's deadly flame and Serana's eternal blood. And little did he know that such an event would symbolize the beginning of his ascent to the throne of Skyrim. The Jarls of the North saw the union with a vampire as blasphemy. More traditional holds led by the Stormcloaks, such as Winterhold, Dawnstar, and Eastmarch, accused the hero of Skyrim of treason. For them, it was inconceivable that Nord blood could mix with the vampiric disease, even if it was the Dragonborn. The rift remained neutral, and that's where Serana began to move her strategies, because in any case, she and her husband would need a hold to take refuge in and attack from within. Being a stealthy warrior, she asked the Thieves Guild for help to depose the Jarl of the Rift and make way for the Dragonborn. In exchange, she would share with them ancient magic and strategies on how to move in the shadows, far from everyone's eyes. With the agreement sealed, Serana confronts the Jarl on his throne in Riften, amidst an ambush by thieves who have appeared in every corner of the castle, blackmailing her and threatening her to abdicate. However, the Dragonborn presents himself to Jarl Layla Lawgiver, and diplomatically convinces her to abdicate the throne peacefully, with ideas of protection, unification, and definitive peace for the Empire and the Thalmor. Thus, he takes the throne as Jarl of the Rift, and prepares his armies and dragons to resist the enemy attacks. Ulfric, upon learning of what happened, saw with great concern a rebellion within the rebellion being led by the Dragonborn. However, he couldn't lose another hold. In Windhelm, dragons surrounded the city, and along the way, rebellious citizens, Imperials, and Stormcloaks abandoned their posts and joined the Dragonborn. Little by little, his army grew even larger, now also counting on the magical aid of the College of Winterhold to heal his troops. Now the Dragonborn commanded all of eastern Skyrim from the throne of Windhelm, in the Palace of the Kings. The Empire did not interfere in the battle. For them, it might be advantageous to let the Dragonborn defeat Ulfric and then deliberate with him. But they were wrong. All attempts at dialogue between the General Tullius and the Dragonborn ended badly. There was a truce, but the Empire demanded that the hero simply return the conquered holds. In a cunning maneuver, General Tullius fabricated a false ambush on an Imperial caravan, placing his own men disguised as Nord soldiers to attack them. He only wanted a pretext to start another battle, as he had already gained enough time to gather reinforcements from Cyrodiil against the Dragonborn's dragons. On the verge of achieving a decisive victory, more Imperial reinforcements crossed the borders and arrived in Skyrim. At that moment, the Dawnguard was resentful and bitter over what they considered a betrayal by the Dragonborn for marrying a vampire. Isran, leader of the Dawnguard, swore he would never kneel before a cursed king, and for months, the Dawnguard fortress was a scene of resistance, sheltering hunters, monks, and anti-vampire mages. But the Dragonborn acted wisely. He didn't attack head-on. He sent emissaries. Among them were Selan and Durak, veterans who had fought alongside Isran. They carried a message. They said the enemy now lies beyond the mountains. The blood of Skyrim must not fight against itself, for those manipulating this war are not men. After lengthy negotiations and the threat of a Thalmor invasion, Isran yielded. The Dawnguard was reformed and renamed the Solar Order, Defenders of Humanity. They served as reinforcements to completely end the war against the Imperials. Many legionnaires laid down their arms, no longer seeing any point in the war. They were convinced that the enemy was different, and that it had pointed ears. In the mountains of the Reach, the Forsworn, guided by ancient druids and witches, proclaimed the arrival of Queen Sidna, heir to the spirits of the land. To them, the Dragonborn was one of the threats that haunted Skyrim, and they judged him corrupted for promoting so many wars on the land. During the final battle on the plains of the Reach, the Dragonborn's army faced horrors of blood and roots. Dragons tore through the skies as Serana conjured ice storms, and the Dragonborn hurled the Thuum over the cliffs. But finally, Cidhna was defeated, not killed, but petrified by Serana and sealed beneath the mines of Markarth. With her fall, the Reachmen's resistance vanished, and Skyrim was unified for the first time in centuries. In a moot court of all the remaining Jarls, the Dragonborn was chosen as the new High King of the province. Serana, his wife, received the honorary title of High Queen. Although she was a vampire, their union now symbolized the alliance between life and death, between light and darkness. Furthermore, Serana had earned the respect of the people, for she fought for them in battles in the name of Skyrim's freedom. Skyrim feared nothing more, not the dragons that flew above the sun, nor the creatures of shadow that reigned in the night. Beneath the eternal snow, the people told stories, of a king who spoke with dragons and of a queen who walked among the dead. Serana never cured herself of her vampirism, and never needed to. The kingdom flourished under the duality she represented, light and shadow united in balance. When blood and ice met, Skyrim ceased to fear the night. For under the throne of Serana and the Dragonborn, even the sun and the moon bowed in reverence. Now, since the fall of Torrig, the throne had been reclaimed for the Nords.